Hey team, Luke here with Crusader Machining, back for another excellent Friday video. Today we're not going to be covering machining per se, we're going to be covering a subsection of machining. We're going to be talking today about different avenues or different areas of machining you can work in. In a machine shop, the goal is to pump out quality product to your customer. So you have your machinist on the machine, or your setup guy, or your operator, whatever it is, but there's a lot of facilitating roles that go into that. That might be something that you want to do if your goal is that you don't just want to turn wrenches. I like to tout my many accomplishments as often as possible and take credit for things that maybe I shouldn't have. I'm not going to do that today. I teach at a local community college. I teach a few machining classes in their vocational program, and I love doing it. One of the reasons I love doing it is I really enjoy teaching the next generation. One of the reasons I wanted to start my social media campaign. I like to give the info that I have out to the world. Anybody that needs help with it, I don't know everything, there's a lot that I don't know, but the knowledge that I do have, I like to spread it and help people out. It would mean so much to me to know that any of the knowledge and the info I give to people has helped them with a paycheck to make their dreams come true. Buy a home, save up for a vacation, have a family, etc., etc. Machining did that for me, for someone that didn't go to college and just a blue-collar schmuck. Here I am, super popular YouTuber and excellent machinist. I'm just kidding, kind of. But I really genuinely enjoy it. But I get asked a question a lot from students that say to me, what should I do? And that's a huge question that I'll attempt to answer with them. But not everybody wants to be a machinist, but they want to work in manufacturing. There's a few different areas that you could go in, and we're going to cover that. The first thing that I want to cover is what I am. In a shop, you could be a machinist. It might take you a while to get there, but be a machinist. Set up different machines, grind tools, layout tools. That to me, that's the most fun thing to do. I love to be out on the machine. I love to be able to set the tools, touch them off, load up the material, watch the tool cut, watch the chips fly. To me, that's my favorite. I like programming on CAD CAM, but sometimes it's a little bit boring and I'm naturally a little bit impatient. I don't want to sit there. I'd rather be on a machine, set it up, see it run, move on to the next, help out the guy over there that's got a problem, or if this person has an issue, I'll go help them out. I like to be on the shop floor. So that's one thing you could do. Be like me, solely being a machinist, you know. Another thing that you could do is you could be a programmer. Our shop is a little smaller, so we don't really have like a dedicated programmer, but larger shops do. A lot of them, they'll have a team of them, you know, 2 or 3 good programmers that all they do is they run CAD CAM. They get their blueprint from the customer, their drawing, they model it out, they dump it into CAM, and they, you know, machine it, you know, virtually. Then they give that program off to the setup person or the machinist. So you could do that, you could go that route. CAD CAM or a programmer. If you're really computer savvy and that is really your thing, that could be a great opportunity for you. Another thing to do that I've seen a lot more interest in from some of my students is to get into quality, the quality aspect of it. That's another thing that on one hand I really enjoy doing, but on the other hand I also really hate it. You have to be a certain detail-oriented, really in-the-box type of person to do that. And it's a necessary step in the process of a machine shop. Our goal is to pump out quality product to our customer that conforms to the dimensions on the drawing. Without people in quality facilitating my role, it wouldn't work. I have to have somebody that sets my bore gauge. I have to have somebody that calibrates my wonderful calipers and micrometers. And we have a person here that's dedicated to doing that. He does a really great job and he loves it. That's another route you could take, is quality. CMM programmer, vision system programmer, gauge calibration systems. There's so much to it. And to be honest, for anyone who's listening that likes that, the demand for that is going up. CMM, or coordinate measuring machines, are becoming a lot more popular in the shop compared to what it was, say, when I started, like a dinosaur, back in the early 2000s and late 90s. CMMs and vision systems weren't really that popular, but now they are. And with the CMM, if you don't know what it is, Google it, YouTube it. Those need to be programmed. And the people that I know that program them, they love doing it. They really enjoy it. It's similar to CAD CAM. You model out the part, and then you program your CMM, and then you use these little knobs to dial that in and have it run that program. So you could also do quality. Another aspect that you could do, and generally machinists really do not get along with this group of people, which is your foreman or your managers. A lot of managers I've seen in shops have great work experience. They'll take a machinist like me who's tired of turning wrenches, and he decides that, you know what, I'm going to do something a little bit more white collar, I guess you could say, and they go into a management position, a lead man, or managing a shift, or production manager, something like that. So they take their years of experience and they use that to help out 25 people instead of just their line, 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 machines. They're using their experience to help out everyone. Now that might be a little bit further along in your career, but it's something to think about. Also, of course, you know, we're talking about pay, you know, pay scales. Of course, it's not a charity. You can use the skills that you build up over 5, 10 years or something like that, or longer, put it to work. Use those skills and do better for yourself. Move up. You can move up to a management position. Get in the right shop that has a need for it. You can do very well for yourself. Contribute all to your company, and it will pay off in the end. Maybe not at the shop you're at now, maybe so. But anyways, I digress. Management is another option. And the reason I say that, you know, machinists don't get along with them, some machinists I know, not me of course, are stubborn or maybe bullheaded, and they don't really want to be told what to do. But we have to. If you have a line of machines and someone is telling you, hey, you need to change this job and set up another one, you got to do it. It kind of stinks, but you got to do it. So essentially, that's what I wanted to cover in this video. Working in a machine shop, and a lot of my topics and my videos are geared towards machining and machinists. But that's not the only job that's offered in a machine shop. It's just being a machinist. You don't have 50 machinists running around. Usually you got a few of them, and in different tiers. You got operators, you got setup, programmers, machinists, quality engineers, managers, and I guess I should cover that one also, engineers, which is a big one that I know a couple people that are in school right now. They want to be what we call MEs, or manufacturing engineers, where your job would be to facilitate me and everything that I need as a machinist. I do certain engineering work, but I'm not an ME. I don't claim to be a manufacturing engineer. But in larger shops, that's a very, very lucrative position to have. Generally, you need a 4-year degree for that. I think maybe in our field that's changing a little bit, but for the most part, a lot of shops, if they're going to hire an ME, they want you to have an engineering degree. But MEs, they do, you will get a drawing from your customer. You will lay out the job, what tools you need, where it's going to run. You facilitate the program, maybe even program it yourself. But that's another aspect. So that's all I wanted to cover in this video. And the different roles that you can have in a machine shop. It's not just a machinist. You could be, but you could also be a quality tech, quality engineer, manufacturing engineer, machinist, setup, management. There's a lot of different things that you could do in a shop. If you want to be in manufacturing, but you don't like the idea of turning wrenches all day, you have other options. Manufacturing worldwide and in America is growing. There's not a lot of young people that want to get into it. I'm not that old, but there's a lot of people that are older than me that are in it, that are going to retire. Those businesses are going to need to replace them. You don't need to get a four-year Harvard degree to be successful. Find a good shop that treats you with dignity, treats you well, and will compensate you financially according to your contribution to the company. So in conclusion, that's the message. Like, follow, subscribe. Find me on TikTok and Instagram at Crusader Machining. Leave a comment below. What do you think? What do you do in your shop? What advice would you offer if a younger person said to you, hey, I want to get into this, but I don't want to turn wrenches like a blue-collar schmuck? What do you think? Thank you again for watching, and we'll see you next time.